Hello, welcome to the third video about the Pythagorean theorem. A few things before we get started. If you are struggling with this topic, I want you to always stay positive because I know that you are very smart and talented. You just need to more focus and more practice. In this video, we will learn two topics. First, determine unknown side lengths in right triangles. Second, apply the Pythagorean theorem in real world. So after watching this video, you should be able to understand how to determine unknown side lengths in right triangles, and also you should be able to understand how to apply the Pythagorean theorem in real world. Now look at this triangle. ABC is right triangle and B is the right angle. From the previous video, we know that AC is the hypotenuse while AB and BC are legs. The Pythagorean theorem states that the square area on the hypotenuse is equal the sum of the square areas on legs. So in this triangle, we can write down that AC square is equal AB square plus BC square. If I ask you the square area on one leg, so the answer is the square area on the hypotenuse minus the square area on another leg. So I can write down here that AB square is equal AC square minus BC square. Similarly for BC square, it is equal AC square minus AB square. Okay, for the second triangle, K is the hypotenuse. So the Pythagorean theorem for this triangle is K square is equal M square plus L square. Similar to the previous, that M square is equal K square minus L square. Okay, and also L square is equal K square minus M square. Okay, the first topic, determine unknown side lengths in right triangle. Look at this example. In this triangle, the length of its legs are 5 cm and 12 cm, while the length of the hypotenuse is unknown. In this case, it's symbolized by C. To determine the length of C, we can use Pythagorean theorem. So we can write down here that C square is equal 5 square plus 12 square is equal 25 plus 144 is equal 169. So C is equal the square root of 169 and the result is 13 centimeter. The second example. The length of the hypotenuse is 8 inches, while the length of one leg is equal square root of 10 inches. The question is, what is the length of another leg? From the previous slide, we know that the square area on one leg is equal the square area on the hypotenuse minus the square area of another leg. So we know that T square is equal 8 square minus square root of 10 square is equal 64 minus 10 is equal 54. So T is equal square root of 54. We know that it is not perfect square root. From the prerequisite material, we know how to simplify this. Yes, we change the 54 becomes 9 times 6. So the square root of 9 is 3. So the result is 3 square root of 6 inches. Okay, the next topic, apply the Pythagorean theorem in real world. Look at this example. Yola's cat house is shaped like 10. The slanted sides are both 2.5 meter long. The base is 3 meter long. What is the height of her cat house? To answer this story, we should draw the cat house and also the height. We know that the slanted sides are 2.5. So here 2.5 and here 2.5. And then the base is 3 meter. Okay. Now you see that it is an isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, the height divide the base become 2 equal length. So 3 divided by 2 is equal 1.5. Suppose the height we symbolize by x, so we can calculate the length of x using Pythagorean theorem. Okay, good. So x is equal 2.5 square minus 1.5 square. So is equal 6.25 minus 2.25. So is equal 4. So x is equal the square root of 4, and it is very easy. So x is equal 2 meter. Okay, now the second example. Adam rides his bicycle 2 miles north and then 9 miles west, after that 14 miles south. What is the distance from the ending point to the starting point? To answer this story, we should draw Adam's strip. Start with the original point or the starting point. From here, Adam goes to the north for 2 miles. And then he goes to the west for 9 miles. After that, he goes to the south for 14 miles. Now the question is, what is the distance from the ending point, which is S, to the starting point, which is O, or the length of SO? To help us to answer this question, we can draw one guideline from O to WS. This is the line, and I give the intersection name is P. Now this figure becomes 2 parts. The first part is rectangle, while the other part is right triangles. Okay, if the length of NO is equal to 2 miles, so the length of WP is equal to mile 2 because it is rectangle. Okay, so now we can determine the length of PS. The length of PS is equal 14 minus 2. So it is equal 12. Okay, the length of WN is 9 miles. So the length of PO is equal 9 miles too. So now you can calculate the length of SO using the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, let's do it together. The length of SO, we can write down here that SO square is equal 12 square plus 9 square is equal 144 plus 81 is equal 225. So SO is equal the square root of 225, and the result is 15 miles. Okay, here the exercise for tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video, and goodbye.